Yo, what is good, my anime faithful? What is good, yo? So, Boruto wanted to take quite a bit of a break, and that's okay by me, simply because there's been a lot going on with this show in the certain case of in the background, I want to say, not only the background, but the fandom and just how people are reacting to it overall, and even the announcement that was made about it, the actual manga coming to an end relatively soon. So there's things like that that honestly kind of put this show in a space where people are already calling out that they're just going to keep continuously doing this filler whole thing. So if that is the case, we are probably looking at some of the best content of that we're gonna be getting for you know two two more weeks, maybe three. So I don't know if they really want to do this father parent child thing for a while, they really could, because there's not much stopping them. There's only so much crazy stuff that's happened in the manga from what I can tell from what people are telling me. And because of that, they don't really need to, you know, be rushing anywhere near that territory if the series is already going to be over soon. Not to mention, we're going to be seeing the overall arc that they've been teasing for so long anyway. The Sasuke and Naruto supposedly being dead and all this other stuff. So all of that stuff is already in the works, but the rush to get there, I don't think is necessarily there anymore on the anime side, because they just know that they can play on just the fact of the world is so big, and they can do as much as they want with the overall arcing of the stories, because there's so much left from the Naruto verse. You know, just in general, there's a lot of characters we don't know about still. There's a lot of characters that could still potentially be out there, and we just haven't been able to get to see them. Stuff like that is really cool, but Boruto supposedly was a way to get to it, but it honestly, I don't think it's hitting with everybody as it is with a bigger audience, like how Naruto did, or I don't think it can ever hit as hard as Naruto did, unless they come out with what everybody wants to see, which is the time skip, which I feel like, because of the way that they are already talking about it and the way that they're already kind of putting hey, we're close to this already, it feels like we might be that would be the end. If we get to that, if we rush to it, and it'll be the end. So this week's episode was pretty much just Chochi and her father, having a good day, eating some food, beating some people who had no chance of beating them in an eating contest. So it's stuff like that. And the next week's episode is going to be Sasuke, that you can tell the show already understands that, or not the show, but the people behind the scenes, there's nothing like this in the manga, from what I'm hearing. No one's having these parent moments with people, or going out and just enjoying a full on day with their parents, and then they're like, okay, chapter's over. You know what I mean? So this is the classic, this is the old classic, here is filler, in my opinion. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because the show for itself still looks relatively good. And I mean, to think that the nostalgia of the older characters is kind of fading away, because we already know what they were probably going to be doing in the future, and a lot of people were right. But then now that you see it and continuously are going to see it or something, like Chocho, for instance, just how lazy and sleepy he was, and he's like, if I go and eat in a contest, I'll be even lazier and sleepier. He's like, it's like, wow, that's a tough thing to worry about there, buddy. Um, but I mean, you also have to take these episodes with a grain of salt. These are the studio producers trying to have some fun before they get into just telling the overall arc of other story, kind of like the Stone Village. That's a really good example of just what it looks like when they kind of just want to pump the brakes, slow down, and pretty much just get out um, you know, any little bit of extra padding before going into it. And I think only animes really have that luxury where people will accept it because there's a lot of stuff we want to see characters do and like react with each other. So I think that's that accepting grace that we're really going for. Because right now, a Sasuke episode sounds pretty cool. Just to hear his inner monologue of what these creators think he's feeling when he's around his daughter that he never got to really spend time around. Uh, is he gonna be thinking of, hey, I should probably pick up her and Boruto because he's already my student and she already learned fire jutsu from me, so what's stopping me from having them together and maybe one more and him controlling a team or something along those lines? Because that's what Sasuke needs to be. If okay, there you go. If something like a Sasuke is running Team 7, you don't think people are going to flock back to the show just to see what type of situation Sasuke might take this team into? And to be fair, the only reason why they have not done this is because Sasuke is already playing a crazy role when it comes down to the Otsutsuki and just how they are actually trying to, make sure he has a way to actually stop them from making moves. Not to mention, if wasn't doing what he was doing, we would have had Otsutsuki showing up at the place where Naruto was holding his the exams and stuff. Not to mention, I don't think he would have even had an idea was coming, so he would have been even more unprepared. Uh, but I mean, even if he did, he still would have done what he did, I feel like, because that's just how Naruto be. So overall, man, it's a weird situation to think that a character could save the show that's an older character. It's just that he's been out there doing so much right now that if the Otsutsuki are going to make a move, there's no way to kind of stop them, in my opinion. Like, they're going to make that move. You know what I mean? So for us to be like, oh well, if Sasuke's out there and he's a rogue and he's looking for him, they won't be able to make that move. It's like, well, no, because they could teleport and like go through different dimensions and stuff. And if they choose to just show up in the Hidden Leaf Village, that's a wrap. So I don't know. That's just me though. I would love to know what you guys feel about if Sasuke shows up and kind of just steals the show for, a while, hopefully, anyway. And after he steals the show, he kind of just goes back to doing the old Suski thing or whatever they want him to do. Because, I mean, he's already had a moment with the kids and stuff, so that's kind of my point, is he's already been a mentor. He's already been in a situation where he had to pretty much rely on them in situations where he wouldn't want to rely on kids. All of these things have like practically already happened. So I need to lose this round so I can get 60%. So I might just lose this one. But overall, I think nobody is going to be very surprised. Oh, I think I just won. When we get Naruto and Sasuke fighting again against some like an enemy, or to just see them on the screen in a fighting sense would be, I think, enough for a lot of the fandom. But overall, I want to know, how do you guys feel about Boruto? Why, if there's fillers, why would people accept it? Or is this going to be another reason why people are going to bash it now that we've had, what, two fillers back to back now, I guess you can say? So I mean, and people already called the other arc filler. So we had an arc of filler, and then now we're getting in two more episodes that are filler in people's eyes. You know what I mean? So is this going to hurt the series? Is it really going to do anything to the series? Because let's be honest, I don't think the real Boruto slash Naruto fans really care. And me being one of them, I had some laughs in this episode. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have either a laugh in Sakura's and Sasuke's episode next week, or I'm gonna have a moment of actually hoping that Sasuke can be a better father and be around more. So we'll see. I hope you guys have a good day slash evening. And with all that being said, my anime people, I will talk to you in the next one. I am the Anime G, and check me out on Twitch and Twitter and all them other things. The information will be in the description. So with that, peace.